Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. I'm going to discuss the image that maybe shouldn't have been released yet, as well as some expectations for the first year anniversary. Please leave a like and a sub, and I hope you enjoy the video. A few people wanted me to comment on this image and give my thoughts. This image may or may not be true, so just wait for the official release to come out and don't hype yourself up too much. Anyways, let's get right to it. So right here, first on the bottom here, it says first anniversary. It says from the 27th, which is the first day of the first year anniversary stream, all the way to the 12th. And the red Tokyo Tower is, that is where they're going to be doing the actual 1 year anniversary. And I was going to go ahead and comment on the image here at the top, of the part of the image here at the top anyways. So before I talk about the actual characters, I want you to take a look at the actual environment. So right here, the background, you can look at the streets all cracked and broken. The buildings themselves are all destroyed and dilapidated. And the key thing here is the sky, and that is the real sky, not the fake art sky that everyone sees currently in the game. That is the real sky out there. And now for the actual characters, I mean, some of them you're obviously going to notice, especially right here front and center, that is Dorothy herself. And then a little bit to her to the left is going to be Rapunzel, and then to the left of her is going to be Snow White. And I know Snow White herself isn't that tall, like even in game it makes her look like she's a giant, but she's actually not that tall. But I didn't think she was actually that short as well. I mean, yeah, she looks extremely short. I mean, I don't know if it's this perspective or something, but yeah, she looks extremely small. But and at this time she does look happy, especially if you happen to know what happened in the other events. And then a little bit to the right here, it's going to be, obviously that's going to be Scarlet, you know, but she is sporting this really cool cape. You know, it looks very reminiscent of Red Hood there, but yeah, I mean, it looks very cool. I like her outfit. And then right here to the right, front and center, this is obviously going to be Red Hood. And in the game, she has already made her appearance. If you have already reached the end of chapter 24, spoiler alert, she pretty much takes over Rappy's body. And even before chapter 24, I forgot which exact chapter, she pretty much does like a Kaioken. She charges up and she turns her hair red, so she becomes a redhead. And she gets out of a bind there, and then this image pops up that says the ark must die, and there's a wolf dead at the bottom of the well. Sorry, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. At the end of chapter 24, you know, this Red Hood that you're seeing here, yeah, she completely takes over Rappy, and that's where the story ends from there. He's pretty much being given flowers. I mean, it's all a bunch of miscellaneous flowers here, since the Liliweiss is pretty much white itself, but I mean, there's a whole bunch of, there's lilies and a bunch of other stuff there. And you know, besides all the people, you know, celebrating their victory because humanity has been wiped out. I mean, especially in the lore, if any of you bother to read it or even collect it, I mean, yeah, they tried everything. All humanity weaponry wasn't working. For the nukes, they did happen to use the nukes, but pretty much how the raptures work is that you have to destroy the core in order for the rapture to actually be destroyed. So if you do not destroy the core, the raptures could just pretty much rebuild themselves. And I think that's what pretty much happened. So yeah, humanity was getting wiped out. And right here, what you're looking at over here on the left, this is Liliweiss, or pretty much known as Lilith. And this is the first Nikke to ever be built, pretty much. This is the very, very first one. And she was the main commander of this main Pilgrim squad, the Inherit squad, and way back. In the Overzone event, unfortunately she had already passed away, and they did put a little final message, which it looked like this. Usually this was moving, and it was you know, it was like all blurry and stuff. I just put a little still image here so it's you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, this was technically her giving her final message to everyone and just say, hey, you know, keep at it, keep going, you know, don't give up. And I mean, they don't really look the same here. I mean, it's hard to tell, but she does look a little bit different here. And then through the Overzone event, you did happen to see where she was buried, which was here. You know, this is where Dorothy and one of the mass-produced Nikkes, Penny, I'm trying to remember her name, sorry. Yeah, they visited her grave, and they were just talking about how great of a person she was, how great of a commander she was. Dorothy, you know, was saying some words that, you know, that she is harsh and forgiving in equal measure. Yeah, she's a very special person. You know, that she's very strong-willed, and she does not fear any vulnerabilities, even within herself. And then later on, you do find out as well through the mini game that was in the Overzone event called White Memory, because Snow White and Liliweiss were very, very, very close together. I mean, they were pretty much saying that they were sisters, but I don't think they mean that literally. I think they mean it metaphorically. So yeah, it was just supposed to show like how close they were between Commander and I guess subordinate from there, and just how hard she took it whenever she actually passed away. And then eventually you did find out that pretty much somebody did happen to take her head, and at this point Snow White did do a mind switch, but she managed to fix herself. But unfortunately she wasn't anything like you're seeing here with her smile. I mean, she was very sturdy, you know, she's very cold, harsh, you know, by the Snow White name, obviously. And not only that, as well, in the story, it's pretty much hinted that that Lilith here, that she is a Rapture Queen, because I think on one of the, I'm trying to remember which one, I think it was Nihilist or one of her episodes, they were pretty much hinting that, you know, they use her head to, you know, basically create all these raptures, and pretty much how her hatred for the Ark, and I could totally understand her hatred from the Ark, especially giving out once you learn about the Overzone and everything. I mean, even in the lore that we find in game, I mean, the Ark did some very horrible things, but of course when humanity is getting extinct, a lot of those morals go out the window when everyone's just trying to survive. And yeah, we could take a look at Liliweiss here. I mean, just first of all, her haircut, usually with short hair on women, usually that's supposed to denote maturity, you know, compared to look at Snow White, Dorothy, Red Hood, you can't really see it, but it's a little bit out. Scarlet, you see a lot of them, even Rapunzel as well, have long hair, supposed to be, you know, for youth and maturity, compared to the short hair, what's supposed to be more maturity. And not only that, also her outfit, you know, it's nice, it's clean. Even her gloves, I mean, you don't even see any dirt on the gloves. And even this little cool cape that's in the back, which I know people are gonna hate because of all that, you know, because they're saying all the Nikkes have coats, you know, so you can actually see their backside, you know. Which I can understand the hate for coats, but I really like the coats. It just, they need to show something. But her outfit, yeah, it shows somebody who commands authority. With her shoulders, I mean, it's showing like this, you know, businessman, you know, like I'm all about business type of shoulders that she has there. And then even going down to her legs, you know, she was wearing that pantyhose, and then she is wearing these shoes as well. And so far it is looking like her, but we do not have a confirmation yet. Obviously they're going to tell us when the event's going to happen. Yeah, and as for the event, I mean, I have some expectations about the event. So I went and looked at the actual half anniversary. I went back and looked at all the footage, and pretty much I put a little list here that pretty much shows what we were given during that time. So I broke it up into these 4 categories here. So first we're going to look at resources. So they gave us, you know, the regular standard resources, which wasn't that much. But the key thing, you know, besides having the 10 regular recruit vouchers, it was the 41 advanced recruit vouchers. And that's not even counting the daily login bonus that we received as well. So there was more resources besides these. I didn't include them, which hopefully they give us this amount or maybe more. I mean, this was on the half anniversary, so everyone's really expecting a lot in the 1-year anniversary. And I hope they continue to do this. I mean, hell, even if we get anywhere close to 40, it's going to be wonderful. And a lot of that's going to give a lot of people hope to pull, not only to pull the units that are about to pop out, because I know they will be announcing units. I'll be speaking about that in a second. But if not, any other unit that's going to be appearing as well. And then on the second category, it's going to be Nikkes. So they did happen to announce Dorothy during the event, and also Ree as well. Ree was the only one that was given for free. And I really wish they put this event on the event archive, because there's a lot of new commanders that do not have Ree, and they're and some of them are stuck in the wall. And this gives them one extra Nikke that they're able to use to surpass that wall. And yeah, I do not know why they haven't included this yet. But Dorothy herself, you know, she was a pilgrim. You know, obviously she is here on, you know, she's right there. And she was heavily promoted during the half anniversary. I mean, besides having, you know, the event, there was plenty of music. Yeah, she was front and center at the event. Next, I'm going to go over here to costumes. So they did introduce 2 costumes, which was the Alice the Sweet Home, which is just her in a regular bunny outfit. Like, it's just a casual outfit. And then also Viper, she managed to get a costume as well, which was the Toxic Bunny. which is similar to Noir and Blanc, and even right now with the Gotcha costume for Rupee, which is very similar. So yeah, this was just something introduced with her. And then lastly here, we're going to look at the content. So there was a lot of animated videos. I mean, there is one specifically what was happening with Dorothy and the rest of them, fighting them with the beginning of the arc and trying to defend the arc. And then they're pretty much saying, hey, you know, thanks for helping us, but see ya. And, you know, there was also the introduction of the cutscene and the actual story, since not all stories had animated cutscenes after a certain time, which I forgot what chapter. The animated cutscenes started being non-existent until later they re-added them. And also the introduction of the MMD models, which I really hope we do get more MMD models. The current ones that they gave for free are very high quality, and they're the same ones that were presented in the other official MMD videos that they released. And then the introduction of Solo Raid also was during this, and it was with everybody's favorite whale, the mother whale. I know that a lot of people had trouble with this just because the attack points for the mother whale on the ribs, like on the sides, was a little bit hard to hit depending on what unit you have. Yeah, not a lot of people did good on this solo raid. And then on top of that, we had 2 chapters being introduced, which was chapter 21 and 22. Right now, we're all the way in chapter 24. So I do expect a few more chapters to be introduced after this, which I'm assuming is 25, 26. Hell, if they do 27, I'll be more than welcome, but I expect at least 2 there. And then obviously, but the main event being Overzone, which goes through the backstory of the Inherent Squad and everything that happened and all of the stress that they were going through. And it was such a sad event. It's in the event archive if you want to see all that stuff, but man, it's really brutal. And then this is followed by the very excellent mini game, which was the My White Memory, which was going through with Snow White. It was very excellent. It was basically choose your own adventures, and then it had this really cool deer at the front that everyone kept basically memeing up. Yeah, but it was very fun. I mean, because you got to see how everybody was interacting. Not only that, you got to see other ones besides Snow White in the White Memory. You got to see some of the other crew. You know, there was Rapunzel there, Scarlet there. You know, they were trying to fish, and Scarlet, depending on your choice, you just wrecked the whole ocean. You know, they also talked about the other crew members, some that passed away, and how much they missed them, and they're pretty much doing what they have to do to make humanity survive. Yeah, but for my expectations for the event, you know, besides giving, you know, more resources, obviously, I'm really hoping, I'm expecting for us to at least get this amount of advanced recruit vouchers or maybe more. I know that they are being stingy, but usually for these type of big events, usually they do try to go all out, and hopefully they do stick to this amount. Obviously, they're going to give us more daily login bonuses, especially looking at this down here. You know, I'm assuming that this is going to be another daily login bonus here. You know, which here you're looking at about 16 days if you count from the 27th on up. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be other events popping up, maybe usually mini events during this time. And as for the Nikkes themselves, which Nikkes I'm expecting to come out, I'm pretty much expecting, you know, I was going to say Dorothy. I'm pretty much expecting Red Hood here. I mean, she's already in the game. They already have a lot of her animations already done. Those idle positions, you know, just her talking, you know, smiling, all that other stuff. So in terms of that, they do have a lot of that done. But if not, there are other pilgrims that can be introduced as well. I mean, there is Chime and also Crown. I mean, those two got introduced very recently with the I believe it's Hugh again. It was the one with the it was the Golden Ship. I'm sorry, it was with the Golden Ship. They were both introduced there, so it's very possible that they could be introduced too. Going by the half anniversary, so there will be at least one Pilgrim Nikke, which I'm assuming it's going to be Red Hood. If not, there could be also Chime and Crown. But if not, there should be also a free SSR as well. That's what I'm expecting. And also another thing too, in terms of how many pilgrims we received, like we only received 2 Pilgrim Banners. So it was Modernia and Dorothy. For Modernia, that was on January 1st. And then for Dorothy, it was on April 27th. Between Modernia and Dorothy, that was 3 months apart. And then after Dorothy, there hasn't been any Pilgrim at all. It's already been 6 months now, and there hasn't been any sighting of a Pilgrim, so most likely they will introduce a Pilgrim. I'm leaning towards Red Hood just because how she's very prominent on this art. So I'm leaning heavily towards that. I can see them put Crown or Chime as well, since they have been introduced. And then next we're going to go to costumes here. So besides Alice and Viper being introduced, I don't know exactly what what other Nikkes they're gonna give costumes to. I know some Nikkes already have too many costumes, in my opinion. Emma has a few costumes. Diesel has a few costumes. I understand that not all Nikkes are very, very popular. Going by the popularity poll, I know this was taken during the half anniversary popularity poll. Obviously, it's changed now, but you know, especially with more units being introduced, I don't know exactly who they're gonna give. I mean, if they include a Pilgrim costume, I know not a lot of people have the Pilgrims, especially if they give someone like Scarlet a costume. If they give one of the Pilgrims a costume, they're gonna have to do a banner. I mean, there's no other way about it. I mean, I know they already did one for Modernia, which I know people are already mad about because, I mean, it's nice that they did it. I mean, it's a very high quality costume for her, very, very high quality. But a lot of people don't have her, and if you don't have her, I mean, what use is a gift that you can't really use? And if they did another Pilgrim without a rate up banner, I think that's just gonna anger people more, because they're gonna say, hey, why are you doing all these Pilgrims that I don't have, and I'm trying to get them, but there's no other way to get them. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, there are other Nikkes that, you know, that could have another costume as well. You know, yeah, sure, I think Rupee needs another one. But if not, I mean, there are some Nikkes here that haven't had one yet. I think Laplace hasn't had one, Nihilister, Guilty, Sakura. I think that's it. I mean, unless you want to count Anni's, but I mean, she had her own unit, so I don't know if you'll want to count that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, we'll see what they actually do with those costumes there. And now we're gonna go to actual content. So yeah, I'm really hoping they do release more MMD models. I mean, how I said before, the first 5 they released are very excellent quality. I mean, people have made a bunch of content with that. Even myself, I made this little funny skit there. But I am expecting, you know, at least an animated video, another animated video, at least involving something with Inherent Squad, and most likely since Liliweiss and also Red Hood are in the front and center there, with Red Hood being more front and center. Let me just go ahead and minimize this. I'm expecting them to at least be put in some sort of animation there. And in terms of game modes, I don't know what other game mode they're going to include. I mean, they still have to work on Championship Arena. I mean, they pretty much introduced it right when the game started, and it's still not working. I mean, they haven't really, it seems like it's abandoned. I mean, I know not a lot of people like PvP, but they should really finish what they started. I mean, other than that, I mean, the only thing I could really think of that they could add is maybe something like a global raid, where pretty much there's just this one there's this one mega rapture that everyone you know, chips away at, and then over time, you know, every day it gives us our progress, and then pretty much every stage of that progress we get rewards, and at the end, and if we happen to defeat the boss, then we get all the rewards plus this mega reward at the end. Other than that, I mean, it really depends what they're gonna do. But yeah, the solo raid was introduced in the half anniversary, and that was Mother Whale, and then followed by, you know, 2 chapters, 21, 22. Right now we're in 24. So yeah, I am expecting at least 2 chapters to be introduced there. And then we did have that really huge, high quality event called Overzone. It was a fantastic event. Yeah, it was a very sad and depressing event. I mean, just seeing everybody going day by day, their hopes, you know, diminishing little by little, stuff being taken away. You know, they're scrounging up everything they could get. They're trying to communicate with the Ark, and they aren't communicating, and they're just and what's even worse was, unfortunately, on the map is, you know, on day 1, like even before you did any stages, you saw all the mass-produced Nikkes there. You saw the whole map filled. And after a few stages after, it was really only the main crew like left, and that was it. And you just saw like a very stark contrast of, you know, their hopes in the beginning, and then everything being casually just stripped away from them, you know, until you obviously knew at the end where they pretty much got screwed over. And, you know, except for Dorothy, she's trying to get her revenge, but pretty much she just wants to be recognized by the Ark as their savior of the Ark there. Oh, and I just noticed right now, I mean, if they're gonna give Scarlet this cool outfit, maybe she is getting a new costume now. I barely put one and one together now, so that would be pretty cool to give her. But I mean, how I just already stated before, yes, it's gonna be very horrible for those people who do not have her, which is a lot of people. especially even the designer of Scarlet. He got him after 4,800 pulls. He barely got Scarlet. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just want to state this again, yeah, that this was accidentally released. This was not supposed to go out. And that's why I didn't talk about it on my first video, because I'm like, hey, you know, this isn't official. I just wanted to talk about official things on that video. And yeah, I would like to know your thoughts. I would like to know, what are you expecting? I mean, what are you hoping for this event? Is there any other Nikkes that you feel that should have a costume? Because I know that popularity poll has already changed. I mean, if they would do one today, I know some of those Nikkes would not be on the top 20, especially since there's a lot of lovely Nikkes now that will easily take some of these places. No problem. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm Scrublord, and I'll see you next time.